Hey, good morning, everybody. I wanted to jump on real quick this morning to talk about an issue that is heating up in Susquehanna County, up in Northeast PA, which is where I live. It'll be directly relevant, I think, what I have to say to the folks in the county. But the reality is that this kind of issue is percolating all over the state of Pennsylvania. So I think this is not just something of interest to folks up here in NEPA, but I think what I have to say ought to be of interest to everybody who's concerned about libraries, whether they're in schools or public libraries, and the whole issue of minor children and what material they can access. So, what we are contending with in Susquehanna County is the Susquehanna County Library. So, it is the public library. There is the main branch in Montrose, which is the county seat, and then there are a variety of smaller libraries scattered around the county. So, look, when I was a kid, I'll be honest with you, I lived in libraries. I still read about 6 books at a time. I got them scattered all over the house. I'm the biggest fan of public libraries I think you will ever find. What the issue is in Susquehanna County is pretty simple, actually. The library has adopted a policy, and pursuant to this policy, they will issue library cards to minor children. Those minor children will then be able to use those cards to check out books, any books that are in the library. And then those records, the records of what the kids check out using their library cards, will be kept completely confidential, even from the parents. So when you boil that down, the library insists on maintaining the right, the ability to issue a card to your minor child, little Johnny, who's 10 years old, and then little Johnny can rummage around the stacks, check out books, and then if you as a parent inquire as to what little Johnny's reading, you will be told that you need a court order in order to see the records of what your minor child, your kid who's in 4th grade, is reading. They will be able to access material without your knowledge, and then you will have no mechanism for even finding out. Again, so that's the issue, I guess, is the first thing to understand. There are a lot of parents in Susquehanna County who are very concerned about the idea that, in effect, the library is going to step between the parents and their children, provide material to those kids without the parents' knowledge or consent, and then tell the parents, in effect, it's none of your business what we're given to your kid. If you don't like it, go get a court order. That is the issue. That's what has parents up in arms in Susquehanna County. It has been proposed to the library. I've told them this directly. Listen, you can fix. The library claims there is some state law on confidentiality that requires them to do this. I have told them, many of other people have told them, listen, you can fix this problem. Issue all the library cards in the names of the parents. The kids can use the parents' cards, but the records will be in the names of the parents. Therefore, the only confidentiality that applies here would apply to the parents' names. So little Johnny my son gets my library card. My son uses my library card to check out books. And then if I want to know what he's reading, If I want to know what he's reading, then I can check the records. Okay. Simple fix, easy. Johnny can still check out books. I get to know what Johnny's reading. Library complies with this law that they claim is the driving force behind this policy. Everybody's happy. The library has shown zero interest in that. They have shown zero interest in that solution. They insist on retaining the capacity, the ability to issue library cards to minor children, which then triggers this whole series of events. Once little Johnny has his own card, I no longer can see his records. The big thing I want folks to absorb, I mean, in addition to the fact that that is the issue, that's the entire issue. Kids, what they're reading, who gets to decide what they can read, who gets to know what they are reading. That's it. That's the only issue. There's now a lot of pushback on this from the other side in this debate. And it is using with the usual verbiage. So those folks that are opposing the library's policy, that want to know what their kids are reading, are of course being branded as book burners and book banners and Neanderthals and Nazis. We've heard all this verbiage, right? If you do not go along with the library, you are ignorant, you're deplorable, etc., and so forth. So what I really need people to understand is this. This is not happening accidentally, and this is not happening inadvertently. The folks that are throwing this verbiage around and attacking you and telling you that you're a Nazi and a Neanderthal and you're ignorant, and they are not doing this sort of in good faith because they actually believe that this is a deliberate political tactic. And you need to absorb that. You need to grasp that. You need to take that completely on board. If Black Lives Matter is burning city blocks in Minneapolis, and you oppose Black Lives Matter's actions, its violence, you are branded as a racist. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown, it doesn't matter. You are a racist. Why are you branded as a racist? You are branded as a racist because the presumption is you will be intimidated, you will be uncomfortable, you will shut up, and you will scuttle away. Your concern is with violence, with the destruction of property, with these kinds of issues. Nothing you're saying has anything to do with prejudice or bigotry. It doesn't matter. The folks that are saying this to you are not saying it because they believe that's why you're saying it. They're saying it because they have been taught to respond this way, because the bet is you will be intimidated and you will back down. If you complain to the high school because they're getting ready to adopt a policy which will require your teenage daughter to change clothes and shower with a guy who decided yesterday he's a girl, you are not a concerned parent. You're not worried about privacy. You're not worried about violence. You are a transphobe. You are a bigot. Not because somebody honestly sat down and thought through that, because what is the calculus? The calculus is you will be so intimidated by having those kind of words thrown in your face that you will shut up and you will go away. This is exactly the same thing. This is no different. All the library in Susquehanna County has been told is that parents should be the ones who control what their kids read. And parents should in order to do that, they have to know what their kids are reading. And this against the backdrop, by the way, of the fact that there are a lot of books in the library that, quite frankly, are completely inappropriate for minor children. Very explicit sexually, dealing with some very deep, provocative political topics, a lot of stuff that little Johnny at the age of 10 is not ready for, doesn't need in his head, and the determination of when he's ready should be the parents, right? That's the whole thing. Nobody has talked to this library about banning books, burning books, any of this madness. There's nobody setting up bonfires outside the library in Montrose and getting ready to throw books in a pile. And everybody knows that. The people saying this know that. They are not saying it because they believe it's true. They are saying it because they expect you to be afraid, to feel uncomfortable, and you will self-center, and you will shut up, and you will run away. That's where we are. That's where we are in this fight. Now, the library has extended the date to accept new memberships through 9 November. That's the latest information I have this morning. Once you're a member, you get to vote for who's going to be on the board, who is on the board, who controls this policy. The election for the board will take place on the 20th of November. Information on the details of that is already up on this page. More, it'll go up again. We'll keep reposting it. You need to join the Library Association. You need to show up on the 20th of November, and you need to take control of this board. Not because we're banning books, not because we're burning books, not because of any of that garbage that is being spewed out. Because of this one issue. It's come down to this. Who decides what kids get to read and access? And the answer has to be parents. Either that or you have allowed these folks to completely transform your society into one in which the government and other associations are in control of your kids' minds. That's where we are. Thanks for your patience. Hope everybody has a great day. A little chilly out there, but at least we can see the sun. I will most certainly be there on the 20th of November. I will guarantee you that. Everybody take care.